You probably already know what a mandala is. They range from very simple to very complex. A mandala, Sanskrit for circle, is basically a geometric configuration of symbols and generally represents a spiritual journey. Hi there, my name is Albert van der Zwart. Welcome to Imperfect Paintings, inspiring you to embrace the magic of making art. I like to keep it light-hearted, so I step into my garden and show you our beloved daisies in the grass. Actually, a field full of mandalas. Let me draw one. A circle or the yellow heart and white petals in a shape like this. It reminds me of flower images for kids like these. And back to the picture and I see way more petals. So I add a second layer of partly overlapping petals. When simplifying this drawing or switching to the negative space image, it will look something like this. Like the face or heads in this optical illusion, depending on the focus on the black face, where the white parts become the negative space, or the other way around. Just as these Kanisa triangles I see that aren't there. When I look at this mandala, I see a complex flower. When I analyze center, I see white space and black drops. With the Kanisa triangle in mind, I now also see a white circle in the middle, and together the drops form on the outside a second white circle. The next item is two concentric circles containing a number of little black drops. After that, concentric drops and an added black dot. Next are leaf or flower shapes, repeated in different forms. Without detracting from the beautiful design, when I analyze it, it comes down to circles, drops and leaf shapes, repeated in different sizes and patterns. I take a 40 by 40 cm piece of paper, locate the middle and use some masking tape to keep it from moving around. Let's see if I can create a simple design while using household items. It will be a rough one, compared to the complex computer-based design I just showed, but still. A pen to start and immediately I notice my hand is blocking my view. Also the top button of the pen isn't flat, so I have to paint my dots multiple times. I create a wet paint spot for this lid, so I can use it as an ink pad. And again, I block my view and hope for the best. A box to add some squares. While doing, I notice that a simple idea isn't always working out as I hoped for. But this is also a confirmation that doing is the best way to investigate and to go forward. Only by doing I can find out what will happen. So a triangular shape cut from a scrub sponge. And this is interesting. Do you see the Kanisa effect of them? So I go on stumbling while having fun because it's all just messing around and a playful way to use my creativity. When I look online for abstract mandala art, I mainly see these perfect computer-based designs. Sometimes a different shape, but Google thinks I want perfection. I'd love to add a more human or non or imperfect aspect. So I put it to the test. The whole purpose of this video, in fact of all my videos, is to show ideas or ways to enjoy painting or making art. So my painting looks messy, but I want to use it as a lesson for my local painting course. But before I can, I first have to try myself what will happen. And I notice it's difficult. I'm having a hard time coming up with new things to paint. I just finish it in a silly looking way, and in the meantime I think of other ways to make a mandala. These black and white designs I also showed at my local painting course, and I asked them to start in the middle and build their mandala from there. I didn't bring pencils, so they had to work freehand like I do. I noticed a lot of them started painting lines, and there was a lot of grumbling in the group. Funny thing is that I liked what they made, but often they didn't. When you try painting like this, don't turn your paper around while painting. It creates an extra challenge, and when you fail, you have proof of being human. Over to another mandala aspect. Usually a mandala consists of 4, 8 or 12 identical parts like the spokes in a wheel. I take one of the 50 by 65 sheets I always paint on and cut it to 50 by 50 centimeters. I divide it into 8 parts and draw a circle and cut out one segment. On this piece I can do whatever I want. Because I paint next to still wet paint, it's a bit difficult. Now I put it back. I now have a number of options. I can duplicate it 7 times, but there wouldn't be a smooth transition to the next part. I can mirror it, and this looks more natural, just as in nature or the flower mandalas. But I already start thinking of other options. I'll use some lids to explain. I can make it identical in each one, and it will look something like this. Or I can mirror each part like this. I can vary by making 2 designs and change each time. Or I can do it totally different each time. And I can add an element and let it appear in each segment. Or when painting, I can connect the colors between parts but change the size or form. Or I can continue using identical colors but forget about the segment lines. And finished! Here's some more artwork made by the participants. I invited them to play in different ways with the idea of a mandala. Because they worked on a 50 by 50 centimeter sheet, I also had all these leftover parts of 15 by 50 centimeters for them to paint on. Just changing the size of the paper already inspired them to do different things. Some even moved away from mandalas. What's always okay by me. And now let's see what will happen when I cut it into 8 slices and switch 2 parts. This is fun. It still looks like a mandala because of the round shape and the continuing blue line on the outside. When I change to other parts, it looks different, but again interesting. Playing like this clearly shows that just sticking to the same colors gives you total freedom to create. In case you'd like to learn how to look in a different way at the things around you, just click on the link and I will see you over there in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.